episode of the 3 Counting Out podcast. We got a lot to talk about this week because from what I understand, there's some breaking news going on in the WWE world that we can talk about later. But then there's also just some bad referee breaking news happening in the NFL, if I'm understanding that correctly. My name is Era V1, and this week I'm joined by 3 men that probably could be better referees than what I saw, because at least from what I saw on Twitter, it really looks like the NFL needs to do some work.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think they do great every time. They're so good at their job. Sorry, I couldn't keep that up that long.
I almost puked when you said that.
I'm like, and this weekend's football was weird, to say the least. We'll get into it, though.
Hi, I am pass interference. Oh, wait. No, I'm not. So I'm FGK, but man, those pass interference calls, they just kind of sneak up on you. Sorry, confused me for a second. Boy, I can't wait to talk about that game. I don't even have a dog in this race, and I still have a problem with it, but we'll talk about that later.
Out of all the people in the world, I am one of the very, 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 very lucky few that did not go live on Instagram Live, streaming to his millions of followers that he was having sex. Hi,
shout out,
my name's Jackal.
Shout out R-Truth for the commentary.
How you feeling?
Grunting like a Oga.
Oh man, he fucking, pardon my French.
Dude, I don't even know if that's PG.
Wait,
that was a good one.
Someone hacked my Instagram. 2 hours later. Nah, it was me.
Yeah, it was me. I did it.
I put in the work. I'm not these details.
I messed up. I'm sorry. Yeah, didn't he blame one of his sponsors? Is it sponsored by Blue Chew or something?
It's like RO something. It's like a Blue Chew knockoff. And you want to talk about a free advertisement that's going to sell millions? There you fucking go.
Oh,
that's how you do an advertisement.
He got dropped from ESPN because it's owned by Disney. Of fucking course they were gonna cut him as soon as that happened. But
wait, they really cut him?
Oh my, absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
Bullshit.
Oh yeah, ESPN dropped Shannon Sharp like a bad habit. It was
gone.
Immediate.
He was gone as soon as the show was done. Yeah,
pretty much.
Dude, his name is now's the time to give him the job because everybody's talking about him, and I think that's dumb.
That's the thing, though. He's going to be just fine because he owns a lot of stuff, and everybody's going to want to talk to him, interact with him, have him on their shows. Oh, yeah, he's going to be doing just fine for himself.
I never watched their show, but I always liked his opinion a lot more than the other dude that just screams a lot and says, Tom Brady's, but fuck me, or whatever he says.
Oh, you're talking about...
Is it Colin Cowherd? Is that his name?
No, it's the other old white guy. They have a type at ESPN.
They do, man.
Yeah, they do.
Is it the old white guy or is it the old white guy?
Well, I can't tell. They all look the same.
I just don't understand. Why did he admit to it on air? He said that I was hacked. Blah 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 blah.
We all knew.
And then of course we all knew. But that's what got him
fired. He admits it, or he says he's a cuck. That's one of two options here.
But that's what got him fired. If he said he got hacked, they probably wouldn't have fired him. It's the fact that he went on TV and went, yeah, that was me having sex. I hit the go live button. Sorry.
What I'm so confused by with the whole process is going live on Instagram Live is not easy.
Oh, yeah, you have to confirm. Yeah. Yeah.
Allegedly, with what he said on his little show with Chad Ochocinco, is that he essentially got into whatever hotel room, regardless, no matter. He just throws his phone onto the cuck chair, probably, and it just happens to go live? I don't know how that works, but regardless, I think Shannon Sharp's going to be doing pretty good for himself in the next couple days.
If he went live on purpose, what does he gain from this? What's the
anonymity?
You know what I bet he was trying to do? You know how you do that, I'm not recording, but oh no, my camera opened.
Oh, oops. No. Oh.
he tried to do one of that, but instead of like his normal camera, he old manned it and did Instagram Live. And
let's just be happy the fact that he didn't want to like record this and he put his phone on like an angle and we saw his big meaty cheeks. It could have been a lot worse.
Shannon Sharp is not small.
No, God, no.
Also, the autism took a second, but it finally got there. The other old white guy, Skip Bayless.
That's that one. That's the one. He's always just like Tom Brady. And
he loves
an old
Tom
white
Brady
name.
and the Cowboys.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Sense.
Yeah.
How's he coping with Dak? Is he gonna be okay?
Oh, I don't care. What I do care about is the world of wrestling, and I believe we have something to talk about? Question mark?
Oh, yeah, we want to get right into that. Yeah, we can talk about that. Breaking news coming from WWE. There are 2 breaking news stories. One of them comes from friend of the program, Rogue Turtle, Jamie. They've been on a couple of episodes now, so shout out to Jamie. This one comes from them. WWE cutting ties with Def Rebel. Finally, I'm not sure. We don't really have any details of when this goes into play. Well, I guess when this is no longer in place because it's a contract right now, so they're just not renewing the contract. I don't know when it runs out or anything like that, but thank God.
The best part is what they're doing instead. Mainstream artists again.
Yes.
Thank God.
Licensed music.
God.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense because every single show that they seem to be having nowadays is a record-breaking show, and they break this record of this profit and this profit and this profit. I can imagine they're sitting on a couple bucks right now, so they can fucking afford it.
Yeah. So this episode should be released on September 21st, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to date this now. September 21st. I am making this claim now because it's going to happen. I cannot wait. After this whole thing comes and goes and Def Rebel's no longer here and there's the mainstream artists and everything, and then a year after that or just sometime after, everybody goes, man, we really took Def Leppard for granted. They were actually really great. It's gonna
Def
happen.
Leppard is a band.
You know
Def
it's
Rebel
gonna happen.
Is WWE.
Or whatever.
I would have taken Def Leppard for
would
granted
love Def Leppard.
That would have been great.
Def Rebel, they were really good, and you guys bullied them, and it's not fair. They're really good. Our music sucks now. You know it's gonna happen, and I cannot personally wait.
Because that's just wrestling fans, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna happen. It's a matter of time.
The only way I would ever say that is if all of a sudden they were like, you know what we're gonna do? All entrances are now just gonna be House Electric. And that's it. Like, all right, yeah, you know what? We fucked up. We did. We fucked up.
Yeah, name brand artist, and that name brand artist is actually Machine Gun Kelly. Yeah.
You guys are really trying to make
I would stop watching. I would stop watching.
I would
listen. Def Rebel does have some good ones out there for sure. But there's a lot of bad ones.
I'm about to say when your ratio is like like I said, 3 to like every 60, like it's not.
Yeah,
that's not a ratio. That's luck.
I don't know when this contract runs out, but honestly, the sooner the better.
Not soon enough. Yeah.
And hey, if you're a listener and you're listening to this episode, I want to know what songs you guys think. Like, what's a song that's out there right now? What's something that like you want to see be used in the WWE? The possibilities are, I guess, literally endless. So I have no idea, but I'm really curious to see, because like there are some people where their Def Rebel theme fits them at this point. Like Roman Reigns, his current music. Granted, it's his WrestleMania music, and granted, it's Roman Reigns. You know, yeah, LA Knight. That's a good one. That's his new one. Like, because he got a remix when he was the champ. It's like a little bit heavier.
It's not as much EDM. Yeah, it's more guitar riffing.
Yeah,
but it's still good.
A little bit more ass kicky.
Honestly, I don't like Bronze. I know the dogs ain't barking anymore, but I still think that ruins anything good when they're like, "Oh my gosh, Braun Breaker!" Arf, arf. It
was a little funny. It was a little funny. I think
would
Braun
like the dogs
Breakers
to sound exactly like Kevin's dogs now.
Someone. It's funny that someone at Def Rebel went, Yeah, this is fire, dude. Oh my god, we can't believe we got paid to do this.
We did it. We solved the world.
What's next?
World
Hunger. We've solved music. Time for World Hunger.
Me that doesn't know how to use fucking mixing noises or anything. He was like, I don't know, man. I accidentally put dog noises in like a guitar track. And somebody else was like, I don't know, fucking leave it.
Yeah, dude, he's got that dog in him. I'm just glad now. Listen, there's no more excuse. Anybody who has their fucking name in the beginning of their music, get rid of it. Get that song out of the WWE. Get it out. Give them something more unique. Naomi, give her something else. Ask her what her favorite music is and give her that.
Oh, hold on, he's almost there.
Yep.
No,
what?
There's no. Okay, all right. I think he's seizing.
Oh, are you bleeding again, Kev?
It's when I hear her tune, my brain does start to bleed. Yes.
No.
Unfortunately, I am going to be probably in the very vocal minority here because I think one of their first licensed songs they've already had a chance to use, I think is already a miss. Because when I think of SmackDown and I think of wrestling, boy oh boy, the first name that comes to brain is definitely not Megan Thee Stallion. I'll tell you that much.
Ew, what is that? Is that a horror?
The new SmackDown theme.
Ew! I liked it.
I haven't heard it.
It's a lot better than their Subway looking logo.
It's a good song. Don't get me wrong. It's a very good song.
There's a big button there somewhere.
Boy, tap dancing howdy. It does really not make me think of I want to get ready to watch some wrestling.
What is a Megan Thee Stallion
wrestling song?
Oh boy.
The body yada 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 yada. That's really it. That's all I can give you.
You didn't answer my fucking question.
Way to explain it.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know if I said
What is a Megan Thee Stallion? A rap artist?
Jackal, he doesn't go on TikTok. He's people. He doesn't go on the internet. He doesn't know body yada yada yada. He's never been on TikTok.
I figured you would have at least heard.
He posts his golf videos and leaves.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know. Apparently, yada 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 yada.
Now that's the only thing he's gonna have. Oh, Jesus.
He's what came after Nicki Minaj shortly after.
Oh, so she's worthless.
Oh boy. Oh well, I did not say that. I just said I don't think her music is fitting for a wrestling program.
Sorry, not a big Nicki Minaj fan. Or
oh, trust us, bud. We can tell.
I'm not sure if I made that point clear enough.
All right, let's change subject. So changing subject. Looking over that's SmackDown, but looking over at Raw. Raw, effective October 7th, Raw's going down to 2 hours. We're losing an hour of wrestling. They're dropping it from 3 to 2. It's only until they go to Netflix, though, so only until December 30th, January 1st. On Netflix, they're going to have a variable runtime. I think the plan is, they said they're going to aim for 2 hours, but if they have to run over, whether they have to go 2.5 or if they go 2 hour 15, kind of what, they can end whenever they have to end, kind of thing. Personally, if you had told me this 2 years ago, I would have been happy. If you're telling me this now, I'm upset. I like Raw being 3 hours. I think Triple H, yes, he said it's a struggle to write that third hour, but I think he's figured that out. Because it really does feel like that thread pulling you throughout the entire night.
I don't think I'm gonna miss it.
No, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I'm not going to say no, right? Like, now you get to watch the end of Monday Night Football, right? Like, you get to see the third, fourth quarter probably, ending around 10 o'clock. So, you get to watch the end of those games, which is nice. But, I mean, when they go to Netflix, they're just going to say fuck it and do whatever they want to do anyway, so.
Right.
Can't for all of those swear words we're going to get.
Yeah.
He's not Seth Rollins. He's Seth fucking Rollins.
Oh, Jesus. If they say that every single time he comes down to the ring, that's going to take the coolness of that. It's going to take it and immediately it's a nosedive. It is so not cool anymore.
We're so aware.
So real quick on that point, why does Seth Rollins always have to have something tied? Why can't he just be Seth Rollins? Why does he always have to be like Seth freaking Rollins, the architect Seth Rollins, the Kingslayer Seth Rollins? Can't he just be, hey, that's Seth Rollins, that guy?
Because he needs a gimmick.
Well, because that guy Seth Rollins doesn't sound as cool.
Also,
I think it might.
probably to sell merch, I'm willing to bet.
That merch
needs
is
a
gotta
gimmick.
be,
Hearing Seth,
yeah.
hearing Seth freaking Rollins every week sounds so lame after
It was-
a while.
It was really cool in 2018.
Yeah.
It was really cool for his first 3 matches, and then it was like, oh.
Okay. All right, that's what we're doing now. I mean, I thought that would have changed when, Grandpa Touchy was gone, but, apparently people had other plans.
No.
The whole 2 hours thing, I think is... Personally, I think is good because, it does eliminate some people getting off of TV as much. But my mind turns to... I don't even tell me the name of the group because I'm going to forget it already. The wild pack of lesbian hunters, like that trio.
Pure Fusion Collective.
The Dixie Chicks?
PFC, Pure Fusion Collective.
Sorry, they're just the chicks now.
Oh, my bad.
That whole group, I'm...
What are you talking about?
Terribly sorry.
What are you talking about? They're TV stars.
They do not need TV time right now.
Also, hey, sidebar on that one. They're probably only going to be off of TV on Mondays because guess what's coming back on Saturdays?
The gay agenda.
Yes.
Huh?
I just thought that was when you streamed. No. Saturday's main event. On NBC. Yeah.
What?
Saturday. Yeah, they're talking about bringing that back again for the 40th time.
Because it didn't work out the first few times. Let's try it again.
So, does main event become the 3rd brand or the 4th brand?
No.
I don't know anymore.
No.
It's the way when the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era had Sunday Night Heat. It's that.
Oh, it's just a show up and fight show.
Yeah, it used to be big in like the 80s and early 90s, and then everybody was like, "Hey, I get drunk on Saturdays. I'm not watching." So they were like, "Oh, I guess we'll get rid of it."
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching Alabama versus Georgia, not Andrade versus the fucking dickhead that came up from NXT. I'm good.
Is he still the speed champion, or they already dropped that?
I don't.
Yeah, I think Andrade is still the speed champ. Yeah, I think.
I like how that was hot for like a week, and then they went, "Oh shit, we got to keep doing this."
Here's the problem with having a wrestling show that's only 3 minutes long once a week, is that when you have a men and a women's division, you can't do both at the same time. So Andrade hasn't been on Speed because they're doing a tournament for the women's champion on Speed. So the men's champion is just no longer there. So slight logistical issue when you have a 3-minute wrestling show.
Just a bit.
Nothing like having your champion not on TV, but
yeah. Also, they can't use the Speed Championship. They can't use the Speed Championship on TV because the Twitter doesn't want the championship to show up anywhere else. Twitter paid for the championship, so it's Twitter's championship. So it can only be on Twitter. So they cannot Andrade cannot show up on Raw with the championship that he won.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I get it. It's dumb. I get it, but dumb.
Yeah, extremely dumb.
Like, I get why, because they're like, we want this to be Twitter exclusive. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But also, okay.
It's a dumb business decision for sure.
Say that again.
So starting this thing, I can't wait. When's the Instagram Reels champion coming out?
Whenever Matt Cardona comes back.
So Saturday night's main event back again, another show up and fight show where you can just watch matches without any of the storytelling to get you invested.
I haven't watched Collision since Saturday since college football started, so
yeah,
rightfully so, I'd say.
Yeah, I thought you were describing Collision for a second. Took me a second to talk about Speed.
No, I think Speed probably gets a higher viewer than Collision. I honestly,
dude, some of these
probably.
Twitter posts from AEW shows, and that they can't even fill the fucking hard cam side now.
Hey, listen. I was there in Allentown. I sent you guys pictures. That arena was half empty. There's no other way to put it, dog. It was half empty. It was like a straight line down the middle, half empty.
What did that one person call you?
Oh, they called me a fed bot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they called me a fed bot because I posted a picture of because we were up on the railing, so I just posted a picture, literally like here, like we were up on the railing right where like the wrestlers kind of make their way out, so like we were like kind of by the ramp, so I got a full angle from like here, like here's the whole arena, and it was half empty, and Twitter didn't like that.
No.
Oh, look,
AEW.
You must be a fed bot.
They should just move.
I wasn't there, but I know that's not true.
They should just move to like smaller, cooler arenas and shit. Like they should
really
do like.
There's a lot of small, cool arenas out there.
Yeah.
You don't need to fill out Little Caesars. You can just fill out.
And listen, if you sell out 200, you still call it a sellout. And like.
Well, I think we could do better than 2,000 or 200. I'd be like maybe like 5. Let's say for 5,000. I feel like you could fill that. We can't.
So on the flip side of that, a place that knows to stay in its lane for the most part and is also benefiting hugely from working with WWE, TNA just sold out their 4th straight show.
Yep.
That says a lot for TNA.
Yep.
Well, I guess it does help that it's WWNA now.
And the $1 a month people just did their 4th sellout. Yeah.
It also helps that they're essentially running Kevin's backyard, so be that as it may.
They're going. Oh man, we need to just stay in our fucking lane, work where we know where it works, and wow, look at that, we sell out. Cool.
Hey, what do you know?
Tony got heard. They went.
More alternatives. More alternatives.
Not gonna say no to that. I will say no to Jeff Hardy. Not really looking like he knows where he's at while he's making TikToks with his daughter, though.
Yeah, that was weird.
Jeff, are you there
weird.
right now? Are you there?
I was not. I was not prepared for that. I was, a nice day, like nice Saturday morning. I open up my phone. I'm on TikTok, and the first thing I see is Ruby Hardy, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And it looked like Jeff Hardy, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is Jeff Hardy and his daughter doing TikTok dances." Not what I was prepared to see, but I think the CTE is catching up with them. Speaking of CTE,
Is that the transition?
Nice segue.
Holy shit!
The transition segue we've done this whole show.
Because listen,
God, that transition had the aura of a concussion.
Yeah, let's dive headlong into this conversation.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna do one too. I'm gonna hawk two of myself into someone's chest.
Oh no. All right, come on. Let's just dive headfirst into this.
Yeah, there it is.
So Tua's done, right?
Oh my god.
I don't think he is. From everything I've heard, he's like, no, good me. Am I?
I think he's gonna wet welter himself.
Actually, verbatim what he said, turns out. Kevin's not joking.
Like, you sure? You sure,
Tua, we're all worried about you. How are you feeling? I'm good.
Why are you talking to the wall? We're behind you. Turn around.
Oh.
Round turn, I cannot.
McDaniels has come out and said after the game that Tua was in high spirits. He was in a good mood.
That's a
but
he didn't die. I'd also be in high spirits. I'd be like, thank God I'm alive.
My brain
when
is still
see
together.
Actual cartoon birds flying around your head.
What I find so, don't get me wrong, this is very morbid, please, by any stretch of the word. I find it very funny that the player he collided into to get this another brain injury was Damar Hamlin.
The head of Tua into the chest of Damar.
If you're
the two most fragile
unaware,
things in the NFL.
If you're unaware of that name, Damar Hamlin is the player who essentially died on the field after taking a hit from a Cincinnati Bengals player on that Sunday Night Football game.
Oh,
in the chest, yeah. His
Right
chest has hardened since then.
Yeah, just a little, probably all the Kevlar that he was wearing on top of it.
That's the other thing is like, it wasn't like it was a bad hit or anything. Tua went head first.
Yeah, it wasn't dirty. It was just a bad slide.
Yeah, Tua just led with his head.
He didn't slide.
Yeah, bad slide. There was no slide.
Tua just used his helmet.
Oh, you know what he did? You know when you're playing college and you're supposed to like tap square, but you hold it and you dive head first? That's exactly what he did. He hit the wrong input.
He did it backwards.
Tua took use your head too literally.
That's the thing, though.
Coach's like, Tua, you can't keep getting hit. You got to use your head. And he was like, use your head. Got it, coach.
Coach, I don't know how that helps me not get hit, but all right.
Coach, I don't know how we're going to beat this team. I don't know. Use your head.
Because of the CTE. That's all he heard. He was like, use your head. Got it, coach.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, when you're playing football, the one thing they train you to not do is use your fucking head like that.
Yeah.
And then what they do, he does that exact thing.
Literally, when you're about to make contact with another player, the one thing you're supposed to do is just tilt your head up. Just move your head up, your neck, so you can see what you're doing, so that the top of your head is not affected by the hit, and you can keep going on your merry way. But boy, oh boy, he did not really learn that lesson. And the one thing I just wanted to say is he never slid. Ever, from his time with the Dolphins, from all the way back with Alabama. That man never learned how to slide in the slightest. So this is definitely a problem that has carried over from his college career. And boy, oh boy, it's starting to rear its ugly head now. Because I believe Miami, regardless of Tua's decision, Miami is on the market for a veteran quarterback because they essentially have Joe Schmo, not even Tony Danza back there. They have Joe Schmo playing quarterback as they are traveling to Seattle next week. Seattle's off to a very hot start, so Miami traveling to Seattle, they're going to need some help. What people are also finding very ironic is that there is a good chance that they may try to trade for, if the veteran quarterback isn't at the right price, they may try to trade for Trey Lance, that failed project in both San Francisco and Dallas. And San Francisco traded with Miami and gave up a lot of picks to try and get Trey Lance. So Miami built out half their roster. And now Miami might get their roster and the quarterback that San Francisco wanted. I mean, Trey Lance sucks. I don't know why you would do that, but it is still kind of cheeky.
But I was talking to this with some friends yesterday, and I was wondering kind of the same thing. Like, do you think he's retiring, or and I said, do you think he's going to be the first QB to go full Guardian cap? I'm curious what your thoughts are.
Ooh, he should. He really should.
Do you think he will? So far there's like 2 wide receivers in the entire NFL that are actually wearing them. Do you think he'll be the first Q? If he's the first QB to wear them, I feel like it would definitely it's like getting an endorsement from like a celebrity. Would like those things would start being worn by other players for sure.
Listen, there's proven science that shows that those help, right? Why would you not wear one?
The biggest thing that people people are idiots. Let's just get that out of the way.
Of course.
They do not negate concussions. They are not the magic potion of you get hit in the head with a bat and it's like, whoa.
No, but they help, right?
Oh, it's not there. But yeah, it cuts it like in half. So they are really useful, but they don't stop concussions. And everybody's like, there's like, I see 2 sides of it. There's like people that go, oh, they don't look great. I don't want that in my football. And then there's people on the other half that go, they stop concussions. No, they don't. They just make it, he's got to hit it a little bit harder. There's 2 ways to this. But I still feel like if there was someone to start wearing it, he should definitely be the poster child.
Yeah. He should have been one last year. I understand that people are going to go, oh, the Guardian cap looks stupid. fucking wear it, dog.
It does. To be fair, it does look stupid, but I don't care.
Right? Who gives a shit? Would you rather look slightly stupid? Which, by the way, if everyone's wearing it, nobody looks stupid because then you're all wearing it.
I don't know if we should go. Never mind. I can't say that.
Would you rather like
I have a very good joke
cap
I want to say after the podcast.
Oh boy! All right.
Would
you rather wear a Guardian cap and be protected during a game, or not wear a Guardian cap and get CTE and go home and like Chris Benoit your family? Like,
you're right. Chris Benoit should have had a Guardian cap.
Chris Benoit should have had a Guardian cap.
We could have saved wrestling.
With all the flying headbutts, if he put on fucking football pads and a helmet and a Guardian cap, guarantee you, he wouldn't have had fucking a brain of an 80-year-old or whatever they said he did.
He'd be in the Hall of Fame right now.
Yeah, he'd probably still be alive. And the headbutt from a football helmet would probably be a lot more effective than a headbutt from just your bare fucking head.
And the class of 2024, if they meet that in time. And then we're good.
We're gonna be angry about that joke. You think they're gonna throw hands? You think they're gonna throw hands like the Texans threw hands during their game? There's some punches being thrown on an NFL field. I saw.
That was good.
Oh my god! Look at this guy with the segues today. Oh,
that's right, baby. We've gone from WWE with CTE to Tua to the fist fights to the Texans.
Well, what's funny, you said the whole throwing hand thing is because after Tua got hit, he threw his hands up too.
That's true.
He was just trying to dance.
Oh, sorry.
He was on a roller coaster. Yes. He got hit so hard he thought he was in Disney.
Whether it's after watching Lions or like a Chiefs game specifically, which we can talk about that later, it's always fun to go online and just see what the world is saying. And so far, I've seen a pretty 50-50 split, maybe 60-40 if I'm nitpicking, of Caleb Williams is either the biggest waste of a franchise or first draft pick ever, and then the other half is saying like, well, it's his first year, what do you expect from him? And then that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. I mean, to be fair, I don't think he's doing that good, but also I can't gauge a first year because I don't know who's ever had a good first year.
Let me just quick throw this out there. You want to know who's had a good first year? His opponent on Sunday night, CJ Stroud, was actually the offensive rookie of the year last year. Where I believe he threw four interceptions the entire season. Whereas Caleb Williams last night went 23 for 37, 174 yards with 2 interceptions.
So
that's bad.
So this was another game where the Chicago offense did not score a single touchdown.
Oh my god!
My favorite thing is people going, last year, Justin Fields sucked. We got to get him out of here. It's like, no, the Bears suck. Not the quarterback. It's the Bears. The Bears' offensive line is ass, which makes their quarterback ass. Their wide receivers aren't. They should be great. Those wide receivers should all be stellar. And they're just not. That team is just booty. The defense is stellar. That's it.
That is the one thing that I'm going to be able to hang my hat on with this podcast. If I'm not right about a lot of things, so be it. The one thing I was very accurately able to predict is that I told everybody before the season started, I said Caleb Williams was going to be ass. I know that is a very lukewarm take, don't get me wrong, but I didn't say it's because he sucked. I said it was going to be because he would be running for his life because his offensive line should be making my Crunchwrap Supremes at Taco Bell, not playing offensive line in the NFL. His O-line fucking sucks, and America finally got a good view of that last night.
So if they had a good one, do you think that would people be talking a lot better about Caleb Williams, or do you think he's also not helping the cause?
I mean, he'd have more than 3 seconds to throw the ball if he had a good offensive line, so who's to say?
Yeah. But what actually caused them? Because full transparency, I was not able to watch this. I was doing family stuff on Sunday. But like, what caused this? What caused them to start throwing hands? Like, why?
I think with some of the personalities that the Bears have on their team, because yes, they are made up of well, for lack of a better word, for sake of conversation, whatever, we'll call them superstars. And when you're good at the game and people know that you're a superstar, you tend to have a bit of an ego about you. And when you have a bit of an ego about you, and all of a sudden
they're being assholes.
Your prima donna quarterback comes in and throws 23 completions for less than 200 yards and 2 fucking picks. Yeah, I'd start to get a little frustrated as well. And of course, the Texans are also a very young team. So they're not really, kind of figured out how to act in the NFL just yet. They're trying to figure themselves out. And combined with inflated egos and being, a dumb 20-something-year-old, it kind of boils down to hands being thrown, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, hey, it makes for entertaining TV. So
it really does. It really does.
I'm surprised there's not more fights, honestly.
Well, there was one in
what happened in the Lions game. You don't really want those fights all the time.
Regardless, the Bears need to get their shit together because they're going into a fucking buzzsaw in Indianapolis next week to take on Anthony Richardson. And the Texans are turning around, hopefully going up north to hand the Minnesota Vikings their first loss.
God, I can't believe the Vikings are 2-0. They don't deserve it.
I really don't. They really don't, man.
One person is really excited about that season, and I don't know who.
It's weird saying that a Sam Darnold-led team is 2-0. I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, who were their first 2 games? Who'd they play? How are they 2-0?
The Tony Danza Giants, so that one was expected.
Fuck. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
That one was expected. The Giants are still, trying to patch the holes that, the Eagles punctured in them for stealing their running back away. I genuinely still don't know how the fuck you did that.
I don't know either, but I'm happy about it.
They just went, hey.
I am very happy about it.
And they were like, oh, yeah, go for it.
It's like,
full transparency. Full transparency, we're recording this before Monday Night Football, so as of right now, I'm very happy about it. We'll see how we feel after the game.
We'll take Saquon, and all we have is a package of peanut M&Ms. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it was that, or they had that new guy who's the negotiator for the team, and they said, dude, they're going to give us Saquon Barkley. And they're like, cool, what if to trade? He's like, trade?
No, that's it. They're giving us Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean trade?
Trade. They're gonna pay us to take him.
And real quick on the Giants, because they do not deserve us talking about them if we're being honest.
No, fuck the Giants.
They pulled an Atlanta Falcons this week because they played the Commanders. And if I were to say if I had a nickel for every single time an NFL team won a game this season without scoring a single touchdown, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot of nickels. It's just fucking bizarre that it's happened twice in 2 weeks because the commies beat the Giants again, not by scoring a single touchdown.
So that was all field goals?
Yeah, they scored 18 points, and it was all field goals.
Holy shit.
Isn't the whole point of football to score touchdowns? Isn't that the whole...
Yeah. Yep.
Well, not if you're Dan Campbell on the red zone.
That is the definition of task failed successfully. That is what that is. You somehow get an 18 to 21 point game with no offensive touchdowns. What the fuck?
It's something that doesn't add up. And I mean, to be fair, all these kickers are getting better and better and better nowadays, but the commies are looking good. The Giants look like caca, and I still don't know how this week happened the way that it did, because Sam Darnold completing his revenge game against the 49ers is very, very bizarre to me. There was no reason that Minnesota should have won that game whatsoever. Maybe the fact that they saw that Christian McCaffrey is now out and they kind of game planned around that a little bit better. Who knows? But regardless, like I said, they got the Texans next week, and I believe the Niners are playing the Rams, who are trying to patch all of the bullet holes from losing all of their star players.
Do you think the new kickoff rules are contributing to the lack of offensive touchdowns?
I mean, if you're looking at it from a logistics standpoint, unfortunately, no, because technically with touchbacks on the kickoffs, now they're moved to the 30-yard line. Last year, if it was a touchback, you would get moved out to the 25. So technically, you already have better field position with these new rules. Therein lies the fact that if you have better field position, it should be easier for you to score a touchdown.
But how many of these kicks are turning into touchbacks? Because I isn't the whole point of these new rules to make it harder to get a touchback?
Technically, yes, but what they didn't take into account, from my perspective, is that the NFL kickers are a lot better than Mike, what the fuck is that league called again? Hold on.
The XFL?
The UFL?
The UFL. I was about to call it the CFL, but that's Canada.
CFL? Which name was it?
The UFL, United Football League. Those kickers are not as good as the NFL kickers. So if the NFL kickers wanted to, they could kick it out of the back of the end zone every single fucking time. I'm aware about Jake Bates. We'll get to that one.
Yeah, but at the same time, if a kicker's that good, they go up to the NFL because they're that good.
That is true.
You know,
well, yeah, they do. They earn real money.
I don't think they accounted the fact that kickers are just nailing this out of the back of the end zone every single time they line up.
Yeah,
I mean, there's some outliers, obviously, but I'm still for it.
I still, honestly, legitimately, still don't fully understand the new kickoff rules. However, every time there's an Eagles kickoff, the commentary explains how Jake Elliott perfectly placed this kick. So I feel confident that at least our kicker understands the kickoff rules. So I'm just trusting that we're seeing the best outcome from these new rules. I don't know, though.
The main reason that the new kickoff rules were implemented was just pure injury sake, because in the old kickoff ways, it's two large humans colliding with each other at Mach speeds, and usually a lot of head trauma was involved. So if you're going to start out where essentially they're just lined up right next to each other, that really drastically takes down the collisions. And if it's not kicked out of the back of the end zone, it makes it a lot easier for the return person to move the ball up the field.
Mm-hmm.
And move the ball up the field they did in Kansas City and Cincinnati, because boy, oh boy, that ball was going all over the field. Whether it was through offensive playmaking, defensive playmaking, or the referees getting involved, man, that ball still was moving.
The only thing I can really comment on with that game in particular is the fact that I personally don't. I'd love to hear the more professional opinion. Just from my watching it and seeing it, did not look like pass interference. It just looked like the dude was behind him and went to go get the ball, not grabbed his dick and twisted it, kind of pass interference. So, but that's just my outside point of view. I'm not exactly the football guy. Just, I will say, from my point of view, it definitely went like the Chiefs refs went. We gotta let him win. I don't know, call pass interference. Okay, yeah, well, fuck it. They're not gonna know us, right? I don't know. What's he paying you? I don't know. Hot kiss on the lips. Fuck, lucky bitch. And then that's how it went. What are your thoughts?
Pass interference like that, it's very ticky-tacky. It's 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a judgment call outside of those couple obvious times where it's pretty damn obvious that it was a pass interference and even the whole stadium can see it. As far as the one in the Cincinnati-Kansas City game goes, it sucks. It really sucks because that one, this might be a bit of an unpopular opinion. I could have saw that one going both ways. It's just, I and the rest of everybody else in America have such a pre-existing bias against Kansas City right now, as is.
That's like a well-deserved bias.
Oh, it's very well-deserved. Do not get me wrong.
So
when you see the calls start going their way, it just sort of leaves a bad taste in your mouth. With that call specifically, I'm not going to say one way or the other. I feel like both ways are justified. That one was more ambiguous over the toe. I don't know why people are still getting upset over the toe.
No, he was out. He's like, I'll give you that.
The toe was clear.
He was out of bounds. Like, I'm not going to argue that one. I'll argue this one. It's not even my team. Like, so Bengals win, cool. Lose, cool. But that was not pass interference, I think.
The pass interference was the contact on the back, right?
Pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I saw when I was looking at it. I don't know enough to know how to call a pass interference penalty. I don't know what they look for. I'm going to assume that he was just running really fucking fast and he just probably tapped him by accident. Like, it did not really look like it was on purpose. But maybe that was the idea. I don't know enough. I'm not an NFL ref. But, I mean, it did look like he at least touched him on the back. So if that's all they're looking for to call it, I can see why they called it.
There's so many rules that go into it at this point. That is one of the few jobs that I am not jealous of in the slightest. Because
an NFL referee?
Oh, yeah. There are so many other things that you have to look at and pay attention to with every single little tiny thing that exists in the game. I am not jealous of that fact whatsoever, because with pass interference, you have to take into account, were they trying to make a play on the ball? Was a football move involved? What is a football move? Was their head turned? Where's their hand placement? What's a football? There's so many of these things that go into it. But thankfully now, they do have the ability to challenge calls. So, I think it's challenge calls. I'm not quite certain. There is something that is either implemented now or going to be implemented that you could take a second look at calls again. I don't know if it's a coach's challenge or reviewable from the people upstairs. I'm pretty sure they review it. I do believe calls are.
I think
usually before it's just once the referee says something, that's it. It's set in stone. But now it's like, all right, hold on a second here, buddy. Let's take a second.
Happened already this year, I think.
Not enough. If it has, I would say that's gonna be great for the Lions and pretty much any other NFL team. But I can already tell you, Andy Reid's gonna be the old white that goes, "Man, not my football. It's gonna happen. That should not happen in my football. Give me some nuggies."
Oh, damn it! He beat me to it. Fuck! Damn it!
I just want to know why these refs don't know how to call hip drop tackles.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I haven't.
Because that was clear as day.
Yeah, that one's a weird, because that one's just been implemented this year, so I don't think
no one's called it yet.
Has been set for it.
No one's called it yet.
Yeah.
They put in a new rule and they went, hip drop tackles, they're dangerous. They hurt people. Don't do it. We're going to fine you if you do it. And the players went, bet. And then they've just been doing them, and no one's gotten fined.
Who hip dropped who?
Damn near all safeties tackling anybody bigger than
all
that.
the time.
Oh boy.
Any NFL safety all the time.
That's how these smaller guys have such an easier time taking down guys that are bigger than them, is essentially like using their weight against them. So
just go dead weight on their legs and you drop.
I know you can get injured, but also it's just a tackle. It can't be that bad, can it?
It's another one of those ticky-tacky things where it's like, yeah, it could go one way, it could go another, adding to the point of, I'm not jealous of these guys at all.
Yeah. No, me neither. I just want to know who's going to call it first, because in my opinion, if you're saying that it's this
he's
dangerous...
going to get crucified, whoever does it first. That's probably why they haven't called it yet. They're like, I'm not going to be the first one to do it.
Yeah.
You do it, Bob.
But listen, if it's that dangerous, right? If it's that dangerous where they have to put a rule in saying don't do it, and they get up, from my understanding, they have very clear guidelines on like what is or isn't a hip drop tackle, like down to like if the majority of the weight is over the dude's legs or whatever. Like they have this all defined. I understand that nobody wants to be wrong when they call it, but at the same time, people have called them out on just missing this call. It's common. It's like everyone's doing them still. Like
that's the other thing that you got to think about now too is if you're thinking of like, okay, when are they going to call penalties on these hip drop what classifies as roughing the passer and what doesn't?
Yeah,
anytime you look at Patrick Mahomes, even menacingly roughing the passer, anytime you take the head off of any other QB, hey guys, hey, don't do that. That's not nice.
I can tell you, according to Sunday, I think it was literally he like tapped him on the head, like, "Hey, good job," and it was a roughing the passer.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
don't touch Patrick Mahomes. Leave him alone.
The ball was already down the field. Play was pretty much already almost over.
Pass interference.
Maybe tap, and yep, it was roughing the passer.
Don't touch Daddy. I mean Patty. I mean Patrick.
Daddy Mahomes.
That throw looked a little Mahomey. I want Chris Collinsworth euthanized, please, God.
He has to be aware, right? Because was it the
someone
Texans game?
Yell at him.
It was like the Texans game or something where he like said that sidearm was a little Mahomey. You'd be like, oh God, you son of a bitch. Like,
no, I understand that we would try to want to keep things a little bit under control here. I cannot stand Chris Collinsworth at all. Man needs to collect his pension and go home.
Yeah, if we're going to do a quick gripe about announcers, can we get rid of him, Lee Corso, because that man does not know where he's at anymore.
It's so sad with him.
They just parade him out in an outfit. He does a little tap dance and he leaves. And Jimmy Johnson, good Lord. I can't understand Jimmy Johnson anymore.
I don't think Jimmy Johnson can understand Jimmy Johnson anymore.
He just says gibberish. People are like, I agree, Jimmy. And then they move on. And I'm like, you agree with what? What are you agreeing with? I didn't get a lick of that.
The thing.
They definitely talk to him like every other grandparent you talk to. Be like, yeah, totally. What do you say? I don't know.
Wow, Grandpa.
Yeah, Grandpa.
Meanwhile, McAfee's feeding Nick Saban steak.
Yeah.
It's so sad. It's like with Corso, it breaks my damn heart because he was perfectly fine before he had a stroke. I think it was a stroke, right? Yeah,
I don't know. He's also like 90.
That true. But before the stroke, like
Jello.
on game day, he was fucking hilarious. Like when he was doing picks with a kid. A kid picked a team against him. He said, "Fuck off, midget! You're wrong." That was hilarious, dude.
It's hilarious, but that's also you also notice that's because his brain is just going, and he's going. I don't know, get this small thing away from me.
My personal headcanon as to why they haven't, rode off into the sunset yet is because football is literally all they know. This is the only thing that they've done in their some odd 90 years of living on this planet, and they just can't let it go just yet, No. And also, the same reason why we need to put a fucking limit on some of these guys in the damn TV shows and actually get some fresh blood in there, because boy, oh boy, I would like a change, please.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, though, turning it back to the week. This week, still very odd week. It felt like everything felt in the opposite world as the Saints absolutely throttled the Cowboys at home, 44-19.
Out of them.
They beat
it was so glorious.
Fucking breaks off the Cowboys.
Fuck Dallas. Fuck Dallas.
I don't know who's the head coach of that team. What's his name?
It was 35-16 at halftime.
Oh God.
Old man Mike McCarthy.
Yeah. Watching. Do you guys see his face at the end of the game and just how broken and defeated he was?
Oh, it makes me happy.
Oh, yeah.
It was like there was like 2 minutes left in the game or something. And a shot to him, and he just got like this pale face of just no emotion. Of
well, how could you not?
What is this?
Yeah. He's got some explaining to do.
He does.
He's going, shit, man, I haven't had Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback in like 10 years, man. Maybe I am not a good coach. Oh, man.
Maybe it was all
and
just
everybody was like, well, they just spent like what, $300 million this offseason, and we just found out we got nothing.
Yeah, let's get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sign my check. Than we ever thought possible, but hey.
Yeah, direct deposit.
Jerry Jones asked Dak if he's going to show up to the game and actually perform, and Dak said, yeah, I'm not going to go. And speaking of things going and leaving, I think Kevin's about ready to leave the podcast once we talk about this next game, because his favorite coach of all time is now 2-0 in the NFL as the Jim Harbaugh Chargers knock off the fucking abysmal, cancerous Carolina Panthers 26-3.
I think it's really unfair that Jim Harbaugh took advantage of a small child like that and decided to beat the brakes off of him.
Hey, that was Bryce Young's make-a-wish to be an NFL quarterback. You watch your mouth.
And Jim Harbaugh said, that's a beautiful wish, and then slapped the piss out of his mouth.
Can a team be so bad that they like lose their NFL charter? Like, can they? Is the Panthers?
I've heard that's a thing, but I don't know if that's
dude.
actually true. If that's something that can happen.
People want the Panthers to be relegated to college football.
Dude, the Panthers suck. Hey, at least in college football, they can at least reset every 4 years. Fuck.
Now they have the hero, Andy Dalton.
And Red Lightning coming back from the dead to take over for Bryce Young. Bryce Young has been so shitty, he got benched. His backup quarterback is starting next week.
Oof. Yeah. You know what the Panthers are? The Panthers are when like you're playing Madden and you're like, I want to do a rebuild. You pick the Panthers.
You pick the Panthers, yeah. It's like, I don't like the Giants. I want a challenge. That's exactly what it is.
I want to challenge. Do the Giants and Panthers ever play each other?
Oh, Kevin, it's a good thing you're sitting down for this one, baby boy, because they do play each other, and people are calling this game Germany's last punishment for World War II because these two teams are playing each other in Berlin.
Oh my god.
Yeah, somebody went, what did Berlin do to deserve
this? Oh, that's beautiful.
You know what they did. They know.
You know damn well what they did.
Are they, if you had to pick, who's like the 68 and who's the 67? Like, I know they're probably the worst ranked two teams in the NFL right now, but like, do they both equally suck? Or if you had money on this game, if there's ever a Super Bowl, a negative Super Bowl, who do you have money on?
Golf score Super Bowl.
Probably the Giants. The Giants.
Really?
Yeah, at least the Giants' defensive line is kind of fun. You know, they got some people on the defensive line. That's it, man. That's all the positive I can say.
Fun.
Fun D-line.
When is that game? It's in Germany.
I think it's like the middle of November. I think.
I know it's the joke, but honestly, I want to shake the hand of these NFL script writers and say that's good. That's gold.
You want to do a watch along for that game?
Fuck yeah, I do. Oh my god.
Worst NFL game of the season.
This is the Super Bowl. I don't care who goes. If the Lions and Chiefs go this year, I don't care. I'd much rather watch this game.
Give me Giants Panthers, baby.
Oh my god, that's
Super
great.
Bowl, golf score Super Bowl to see who's the worst in the NFL.
This is not a Super Bowl for who's the best. This is who's officially the worst.
This is the toilet bowl, baby.
God.
Super Bowl be damned. This is the toilet bowl.
The toilet bowl. That's great.
Speaking of things in the toilet bowl, like a big old piece of floating shit, the Baltimore Ravens going 0-2 to start the season as they drop 26-23 to the Rams in a game again that nobody expected to happen. John Harbaugh has some questions brewing up now for his head being called in Baltimore. But I genuinely think Baltimore's probably going to be okay. And I genuinely think this may be the only game that Las Vegas wins this season. But that's neither here nor there.
I thought Las Vegas had like some good prospects coming up. I thought they had like a solid defense.
They got Brock Bowers. He's an okay tight end, and Devontae Adams.
Okay.
He wanted to be with his old quarterback, but he's not there anymore.
Oh, beans.
So, John, the Raiders wouldn't.
If the Raiders get a good quarterback that's not Minshew Mania, they could probably actually be a decent team because their defense is good enough. Their offensive line is all right. They have a decent wide receiver core tight end combo. I think their running back is Josh Jacobs? No, he's in Packers
Green Bay
country now.
Who's the one good player they have? He's a defensive player?
Max Crosby.
Yeah, Crosby. Okay. Is he still there?
Yep, certainly is. But
because he wants to play for us, but we won't sign him.
He's pulling an Aiden Hutchinson at the moment, where he's the only thing that the defense has. So the offensive line is just like,
I love Anzalone.
No, I'm talking like when Hutchinson was a rookie.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Not even current.
So the offensive line is going, oh, let's just triple team this guy and we'll be good. Okay.
I see. Ooh.
And real quick, looking at other scores in the NFL before we get to main event yet again. The Steelers beat the Broncos 13-6 in the game that nobody watched of the week.
Nope.
The LA Rams, old Matty Stafford, lost all of his friends after getting throttled by the Cardinals 41-10.
I think I said last week how much of it, like the exact thing that I said was going to happen was the complete opposite. I said that the Rams were going to walk and step and teabag the Cardinals into near unexistence, and yet the complete opposite happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if they have gotten so many injuries at this point, if you could probably go to the LA Rams right now and try out for wide receiver, and you might get the job.
Oh my God, that's great.
There's a chance.
They have nobody to throw to at the moment. Aaron Rodgers, turns out he can play more than 5 snaps as the Jets knock off the Titans 24-17.
I'm surprised, man. The shout out to him. The ayahuasca worked.
It really does.
It really worked. Oh, he's out. He's fine.
His Achilles is good to go, man.
Yeah, he's getting hit. He's good. Shout out to ayahuasca.
The Cleveland Browns walked into AEW land and knocked off the Fighting Tony Khans 18-13.
Only because Jacksonville's bad, not because the Browns' offense is good.
By any this was hold on. What was Deshaun Watson's box score here? Yes, 22 for 34 with 186 yards. No touchdowns.
Nice.
Yep.
Solid.
Yep, that's $200 million right there, Cleveland. Enjoy it.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
I'd also like to start a petition to change that NFL team legally to that, if that's okay. To start the petition today.
The Fighting AEW Tony Khans?
Yes.
There you go.
The Fighting Tony Khans. I like
the
it.
Fighting Tony Khans. I feel like that's a way better name.
A lot cooler than a Jaguar.
Indianapolis went up to Green Bay and let everybody down this week as they dropped to the Packers 16-10.
Or
Josh
Pat
Jacobs
McAfee.
ran. The Packers had one play to run this week, and that play was run through a motherfucker's face. And Josh Jacobs certainly did that over and over again to the tune of 151 yards.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
I think that was the stat I gave you guys, where at the half, the Packers had 235 rushing yards.
It was a death by committee today. There we go. Not a community, turns out. Sorry, I was just delaying the inevitable. Lions dropped to the goddamn Buccaneers 20-16.
Yeah.
Which somehow wasn't even the worst thing that happened because of that game.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways that I've looked at this game. Now, mind you, I never like when the Lions lose because I like to go to bed happy most nights. I definitely feel like we could have won that game. There were definitely some poor decisions made. I'm not going to shit talk and be like that every Lions fan goes, we lost, that's it, this season's over, because I'm pretty sure we lost the second game last season too, and that was the best season we've ever had, like I think ever. I will say that there were definitely some poor decisions made, and hopefully those are rectified continuing. Dan Campbell gave a very good, passionate speech after the game. Makes me think that he's not just like, he didn't just do something stupid and didn't learn from it. He's like, damn, we tried some new stuff. It didn't work out. I take full responsibility. But also, I do kind of have to be like, Goff or Ben Johnson or whoever needs to just needs to go to Tahiti for like a week and just like just relax and realize, what you're playing for, and, just get back into it. I feel like it could be there, but this game could have been a win, and the fact that it wasn't I think is the biggest bummer. It's not the fact that we lost, it's that we genuinely could have won had we made smart decisions, and that's what gets me.
I just like that people are finally realizing that Jared Goff is not an elite quarterback. He's a
good quarterback, and I really like him when he plays really well. It's just that sentence of when he plays really well.
But say it again. He's a good quarterback.
He is a good
not a great one.
No.
And it's better that people learn that now so they can actually start planning for another quarterback, because his long ball is not great. He's really good at throwing short. That's why everybody was like, look, he has so few interceptions. When you're only throwing for 10 yards, it's hard to get an interception, isn't it? All of a sudden, he starts throwing farther. He's throwing interceptions left and right. So, I mean, I'm going to be happy once we kind of realize we need a quarterback that can trust themselves throwing the long ball. He's not it.
So, by any stretch of the word, the Lions, on paper, should have won this game. The Buccaneers, but not even by a bit, by a large, almost double margin at this point. Buccaneers, total yards, 216. Total yards all day. Only 216 yards. The Lions, total offense, 463.
Wow. What the fuck?
We were moving the ball. Passing yards, Buccaneers, 146. Lions passing yards, 324. Buccaneers rushing yards, 70 to the Lions, 139. Wow. On average, the Buccaneers had 4.6 yards per play. The Lions had 5.6. Buccaneers, total game, 14 first downs. Lions, all game, 26 first downs.
What happened?
Third down efficiency. Here's the fucking kicker. The Buccaneers on third down, 2 for 10. Lions on third down, 7 for 17.
God.
We ran twice as many plays as the Buccaneers did. And to rub some fucking salt in the wound, Aiden Hutchinson had a career day with 5 sacks in a single game. And we still lost. People, you can really tell who is an avid football watcher and who isn't, because people going online saying, the defense lost us this game. The referees cost us this game. No, they didn't. No, the
Chiefs cost the Bengals.
The reason that we did not win this game,
offense,
our red zone. Well, you can't even say the offense, because the offense was moving the ball. They almost had 500 yards all game.
Yeah, really.
Oh, that's a good
Those
point,
are video
too.
game numbers.
It was 100% the red zone efficiency.
Well, and that's the thing that gets me is, and I know our running game wasn't as strong as it could have been, but also, why are you having, like, last year, I believe we passed more than we threw. Ran more than we threw. And now all of a sudden, they're like, let's have Goff throw it 55 times.
Yep. Jared Goff threw the ball 55 times. So technically, if you want to boil it down, Jared Goff's decision-making was not the best. Hell, it wasn't even close to being good that game. It was good enough for 300 yards, but still 2 interceptions. If you really want to boil it down through 2 games, I don't think Ben Johnson has been that good at all. I think the play calling has definitely been off, if we're calling a spade a spade. The players are doing the best that they can with the hand that they are dealt, and right now Ben Johnson is giving them a shitty hand, especially in the red zone. Because I believe we went to the red zone, and if you don't know what the red zone is, for any wrestling are still listening, and I just keep saying this term that you don't know about, the red zone is when you're on the opponent's side of the field inside of their 20-yard line. So you're very, very close to scoring a touchdown. Like, you can almost smell the end zone. Like, you're right there. We got inside of the Buccaneers' 20-yard line 7 times, and I believe we only scored the 1 touchdown. That's not
that sucks.
Good.
That is rough.
Is also the reason why we beat the Rams last year in the playoffs. I'd also say that's the reason why we beat the Buccaneers last year in the playoffs. I know we've been on this topic for a little bit, and I want to touch on a couple college football games as well. The last thing I'll say in defense of the team, it is very, 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 very hard to beat teams in the NFL. It's very hard to get wins. It's also very hard to beat teams 2 in a row. It's also very hard to beat teams 3 times in a row, because we played the Buccaneers twice last season. We beat them both times. Yippee. But playing them a 3rd time in essentially the span of a single calendar year, yeah, they were bound to get one eventually.
Yeah, they were ready for you.
Of course, you know.
And again, I even go as far as saying that they didn't win that game. We just lost it.
Yeah. No, like, Buccaneers didn't do anything special.
Yeah, it was not an ass kicking. And thankfully when I go online, I never see like Buccaneers fans going like, yeah, that's right, it's because we're the Buccaneers, we're the greatest. It's just like, this was a good game.
No, they were very respectful, I'd say. Very respectful, I'd say.
It's not like a Vikings fan where they go, yeah, what a thug.
Shout out Tampa Bay. Shout out Tampa Bay. Very nice.
You're the good part of Florida.
Meanwhile, the Detroit fandom can't handle it and they shoot each other outside in the parking lot.
Okay, you know what? I was holding off on saying this. I'm happy we lost because, fuck's sake, it's a reality check. It's a good, healthy dose of reality for some of these people. Of fucking reality.
All right. After the game, there was an argument in the parking lot. I believe it was over like a parking spot even. And instead of it just being an argument like, hey, you're a dick.
Yeah.
Fuck you. All right, peace. Nope, one dude proceeds to shoot 2 people. One dies and the other's in critical condition in the hospital.
Detroit's really cool sometimes.
Damn, you can't have shit in Detroit.
No. And it literally, like, it happened right after the loss. It was like, Lions lose, people get shot. It's like, we already have a bad enough rep, guys. Come on, fucking calm down.
That's right. I'm not going to get into it here. I will say this is kind of how I feel. All are fine, not all. 90%, and I say that confidently. 90% of Chiefs fans will turn on that team the second the dynasty ends. The second the dynasty is over, and it's no longer this magnificent run. 90% of Chiefs fans are going to forget about that they have a football team, and they're not going to go to the games, and they will turn into new Panthers. It's going to happen. This is
it's like the way fans turned on Brady as soon as he left New England.
Yeah, it's just so like for Lions fans, there's those few Lions fans that have not stuck with it for years. I was there for the 0-16. I was there for every loss. I will always be a Lions fan. The Lions definitely lost, like, we'll say 10% of their fan base because they didn't win. And you know what? Good. I don't want you to be a fan because you didn't stick by them. And this was they lost. Damn, that sucks. I hate that. All right, hey, next week. And then there's the guys that go, I'm never watching them again. What other football teams are there? You know what? I'm going to start watching hockey like a fucking loser. Like, it's just, it is in a weird sense. I'll side with Danny. It is a good thing. And I do agree. And I do still believe that when this dynasty ends and the Chiefs are no longer champions, they will not sell out a single game after that. I stand by that statement.
Regardless, a reality check for the fans who years ago, oh, I don't watch the Lions. The Lions suck. The Lions are good. Okay, I'm going to start watching the Lions. We go to the Super Bowl. One loss. Okay, this team sucks again. It's a reality check for them. It's like, hey, you lose in the NFL. It's okay. Regardless, we have a game tonight. Mr. Philadelphia, how's your stomach feeling? How we doing?
Yeah, right now we are sitting at 8 o'clock on a Monday, so we are 15 minutes from Monday Night Football kickoff. Not gonna lie, feeling pretty all right. However, there is one question mark tonight, and that is A.J. Brown. He is out with a hamstring injury. He's just gonna be back, I think, next week. So not out long or anything like that, but just missing the game tonight. That being said, we still have Saquon Barkley. I believe the Falcons let up, I think, like 100 rushing yards or something insane like that last week. So I'm assuming the plan for tonight is hand the ball to Saquon and let him run into the end zone. I'm okay with that. It's a home game at the Link, and it is Nick Foles retiring as an Eagle. He's officially back. This is his last game in the NFL. So
is he the head coach?
No. Nick Foles was the quarterback that won us a Super Bowl in 2017.
Oh, Nick Foles. Who the fuck is your head coach?
Nick Sirianni.
Okay.
Sirianni.
Is he quarterbacking tonight, or
they signed like a day contract?
No, he's just on for the day. I think the plan is he's going to play one snap, I believe.
Gotcha.
They're basically doing I don't know if he's playing or if he's doing the one snap or what, but he is there, and he does have pads on, so I think they're doing whatever the bare minimum is to get him to like count as a rostered player. And then
it's pretty much one of those you're going to take your final snap, you're going to get the crowd pop, and we're going to let you ride off with the sunset.
I assume probably fourth quarter, 30 seconds left in the game. Hey, buddy, go out and take the knee or whatever. Pretty
much.
We're not playing yet, so I don't care. I honestly hope that he how cool would it be if he just plays one play and it's just like, oh my god, the lane is open, and he just throws a touchdown pass.
I mean, if they want to send him out in a cool way, they'll call Philly, because that was the play that won it. That is a design pass to your quarterback in the end zone. That was the play that won us the Super Bowl in 2017. So if they want to do it, they might. Honestly, I don't think they're going to try it. I think they're just going to have him.
They're probably not. I'm pretty sure he wants to retire with some whatever brain damage isn't there. But I'm just saying it would be kind of cool if they're like, oh, what a jokey play. Oh my god, he's wide open.
I doubt this is going. I don't know if this is going to be a close game or not. I'm not going to speak on that because I don't want to jinx anything. I'm kind of superficial about that, or superstitious about that. I think it would be very storybook ending if it were like a close game. Put Nick Foles out there to get the. I doubt that would ever happen. I don't want that to happen. But who knows? Also, I think Jason Kelce is now doing commentary tonight. So if you have the Monday Night Football feed on, because they're kind of in an interesting back and forth now with I think it's the Manning cast or something. It's like Peyton Manning and Bill Belichick and a whole bunch of other just football minds just doing their own broadcast over Monday Night Football. And there's an interesting, I guess, back and forth going between Monday Night Football, the actual broadcast, and the Manning cast. I don't know. But they're bringing Jason Kelce in for the third quarter. He's already shit-faced.
Fuck yeah.
He's been at a tailgate all day. I saw videos of him with his shirt off at 2 p.m. He had his shirt off. He was DJing. So, it sounds like it's going to be a great time in Philly tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
If this past week wasn't the way that it was, I would say comfortably that Philadelphia would win 100%. But I would also say the same thing about the Ravens and about the Cowboys and about the Rams.
You guys know this as a week of upsets. You guys know this as a Lions fan. I know this as an Eagles fan. We can be let down, okay?
True.
I will fully acknowledge that the Eagles have choked more times than I would like to acknowledge. Trust me, I've been there. I I don't know, man. It feels like a good atmosphere, at least everything I've seen. I'm not by the link or anything like that. So I don't know myself, but everything I've seen online looks like a good atmosphere. Looks like a good game tonight. From what I understand, the Falcons really aren't too much of a threat. There's always that what if with AJ Brown being out, but at the same time, the Eagles have so many offensive options that it kind of really doesn't matter. I mean, he's a great wide receiver, but I think they lost, right?
They lost. They lost to Pittsburgh. This week, Kevin. It's only week 2.
Yeah, last week.
No, I thought you said this week.
No, last week. Yeah.
They were the team that lost to Pittsburgh, who didn't score a touchdown.
Okay. Oh, well, okay. Well, so either they're going to have a great game or they're going to not. I feel like
we'll see, because they gave Kirk Cousins a lot of money to only throw a single touchdown last week, so we'll see.
We'll see. I'm excited to watch it though, and before we watch it though, we got some pick 'ems we got to get through, right?
Yeah, real quick, I just wanted to touch on a couple of the games in the world of college. Michigan barely squeaked by Arkansas State. Davis Warren rightfully not starting next week. Miami absolutely trounces Ball State 62-0. Oregon looks like itself again, beating Oregon State 49-14. Notre Dame heard everybody talking shit for the past week, and they absolutely brutalized, destroyed, murdered, whatever adjective you feel like using. They killed Purdue 66-7. They did waffle stomp Purdue. Oh, right down that drain.
Yeah, they sent a message. So they did. Yeah.
Texas A&M barely squeaks out against the Gators in Florida. Missouri played a very close game to Boston College, a lot closer than I would have expected. Florida State, turns out they still fucking suck and lost to Memphis at home. And I believe Florida State right now is the only Power 5 school without a single win. So,
oh my God.
They might go from a perfect season to a winless season, and I hope that happens. Unfortunately, my pick of Wisconsin upsetting Alabama at home did not work out, as the Badgers lost 42-10. And Georgia giving everybody a little bit of a scare as they took on them Kentucky Wildcats and won a 1-point game 13-12. And Kentucky was very, 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 very close to winning that game.
So anybody that says you weren't uncomfortable near the end of that is a liar.
Bullshit.
And also,
I was like, there's no way Georgia is gonna blow this game against fucking Kentucky. And I was like, they might blow this game against.
They almost
Kentucky.
did.
I think we're all in unison to give. We'll make it a little award to give the 3 counted out Game of the Week award for college football last week. Definitely goes to LSU going up against Southern Carolina, where LSU squeaks out the win 36-33. It wasn't even that good of a game, but the other choices just kind of sucked.
It was good enough. The tension was high. It was high scoring.
All
it's
right.
kind of what you want in just a college football game.
You really do. You really
like them
do.
close. You like them close.
Looking back at our last week's pick'ems, now that I'm actually trying to get the hang of things and sound more professional on this podcast, Kevin actually won the week last week.
Whoa!
He played it.
Really?
He played it very safe. Don't get me wrong. This is not impressive by any means of the word.
Hey,
Don't lessen my win.
You picked Alabama and Kansas City, sir.
I don't know football. It's like you ask me, like, what are the cricket teams that are going to win this year? I don't know. I don't watch.
Hey.
And then you win? That's my impression.
Kev, you don't got to convince me that you don't know football, because in our fucking fantasy football league, you lost to Dandy. Dandy got 167 points. You got 103. Ladies and gentlemen, special guest, Dandy Dragons.
I don't actually want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. You know why? Here's why. What is this bullshit of you two just having great weeks? You get Saquon the first week, and then Metcalf just seems to have the awakening and sees God and goes, yeah, I think I'll run that football today. What the fuck is this bullshit? But you know what? Next week when I don't play you guys, they're going to be like, football. I don't know what football for. And then you're going to get like 37 points. I don't know. I've changed my name.
I feel that.
And because Aaron Rodgers didn't do good, I got good with Gibbs. Cook Cook did go off. Cook cooked. I'll give you that. Cook did indeed cook. I don't know who Harrison Ford is, but he did pretty good. There's a guy named Flowers who just put up way more points because some dude named Pittman Jr., who I drafted, decided to do nothing.
Anyways,
George Kittle, always a good one. Yeah.
Anyway,
I got some dude named Conklin who sucks.
Oh my god!
Yeah, there's that DK Metcalf, 30 points.
Kevin went 5-2. Mike went 4-3. Arrow went 3-4. Actually, all of my upsets, none of them hit. I went 2-5.
Damn.
Turns out, well, I picked against Alabama, I picked against Kansas City, and I also picked that Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to finish the game.
We took bets on how many snaps Aaron Rodgers is going to get.
To be fair, all of us were kind of in that same boat that we're like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But thankfully, this week is actually a better week now that conference play is actually going to start. Now it was these big name teams playing up against these little smaller no name teams. Now the big dogs are starting to fight the big dogs here. As we turn to our first ranked matchup of the week, the 24th ranked Illinois Fighting Illini going up against the number 22nd ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. I believe Nebraska is at home. This is a Friday night game. Who do we got, fellas?
Ooh.
We got you got the Cornhuskers and who?
The Illinois Fighting Illini. They are both 3-0.
What's an Illini?
I don't know what Illini is. So you know what? Give me the Husker because it sounds kind of racial.
Kevin likes corn. Here we go.
I don't know. If I went to you and said you freaking Cornhusker or whatever, I'd feel insulted.
Mike.
I was thinking. I gotta say Nebraska. I was thinking Nebraska before. I think they're gonna pull it off.
Era.
What's the record between these two teams? Are they one better than the other? Because
they're both 3-0.
Ooh, okay.
As far as the head-to-head record between the two, I am uncertain.
Yeah. I really don't know shit about Illinois. Nebraska I'm at least somewhat familiar with, so I feel comfortable saying Nebraska.
Nebraska. I'm going to say the Fighting Illini to be different, and Illinois actually gave Michigan quite a good scare a couple of years ago, and I believe that head coach is still there, and their defense usually tends to be very stout. Nebraska has been very wishy-washy, so I feel comfortable saying Illinois. We are not going to pick the USC-Michigan game, because everybody's just going to pick against Michigan, and we all know what's going to happen there. Thankfully, they're... Oh yeah. Davis Warren isn't starting. Thank fuck. There's hopefully going to be an orgy in the end zone, but Michigan is probably going to lose.
Hopefully, like 2 or 3 orgies in the end zone.
Right? A girl can dream. Next up, we have number 12 taking on number 14 as Utah is traveling to Oklahoma State in a Big 12 showdown.
Yeah, can I say I didn't expect Utah to be one of the top teams?
I actually did. Cam Rising is an old man, and he's still there because they returned a lot of people that were on that roster last year. So Utah, I think, is still going to be very good. However, Oklahoma State has a Heisman frontrunner running back in the backfield as well. So this is going to be a unstoppable force, immovable object type of game.
What are these teams called?
The Utah State Utes.
Yeah,
the Utah Utes going up against the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Only because it's like calling, we're the Michigan Me. Like, that's a stupid fucking name.
Well, we'd be the Michiganders.
Well, no, because what are they called? They're called Utes? They're not called, like, Uitarians or something?
Utarians? What'd you call me? Don't like it when you call me Atarian.
That sounds like a racial slur. You said Husker sounds like a slur.
That's what I said.
Uitarian sounds like an Aryan.
Oh, no.
Give me not Utah.
The Cowboys.
Give me the Cowboys. I don't want a Ute.
Mike.
Oh, yeah, so that team, not Utah. Fuck. This is a bit of a hard one.
Right? See, we're getting into the good games now. We got past the shit. Now we're getting into the good games.
Just to be different, I mean, this is a full disclosure. I want this on the record. I think Utah's gonna win, but I'm gonna go Oklahoma State.
Okay, State. Era.
You said Oklahoma State has a Heisman frontrunner. I am a big fan of running offenses, so I'm going to say Oklahoma.
Give me Utah. I think Utah's going to win the Big 12.
Really?
I like Utah. I like everything Utah has to offer.
Utahrians running wild?
You see those Utes going?
Utah beat Oregon
Utah
twice last year.
Yeah, that Utah team is fucking good.
Utah's very good. Very good. Regardless, we got one more ranked matchup left before a very sexy slate next week. Next week's slate is HOT hot. The last ranked matchup in the evening slot sees number 6 Tennessee traveling to number 15 Oklahoma in the SEC game of the week. This is probably going to be my game of the week as well. Tennessee Volunteers taking on the Oklahoma Sooners.
I'm not a huge barbecue sauce fan, so just for that, I'm going to go Tennessee.
Tennessee. Mike.
Are you just specifically against JR's barbecue sauce?
No, but
Do you think Tennessee doesn't have barbecue
it doesn't
sauce?
help.
I think we've done a Tennessee game once, and I picked them. So I'm gonna pick them again. I'm gonna keep that freight train rolling.
Era.
Yeah, I like Tennessee this year. I think they're playing really good. I think their rushing game is really good. Again, I'm a big fan of running offenses, so I'm going to keep that consistent. I'm going to say Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be a different boy this one. I think we're all in agreement there. I understand Oklahoma is at home, but they have not played fuck all anybody yet. They've played Tulane 34-19, a lot closer than they would have liked. They played the winless Houston Cougars 16-12, definitely a lot closer than anybody would have liked. And they beat Temple 51-3. So Oklahoma has not been tested. Tennessee is going to be a very big test. Their first game in the SEC, and I think they drop that one immediately. Now,
full disclosure for anybody that doesn't know, Tennessee is basically the Cowboys of the football world. They're a really good team that always finds a way to blow up their own season.
Okay. So they'll do really
the
good,
lights
and
get
they'll get
bright.
the championship, and they'll forget what football is.
No, they're not going to make it to the championship. That's the thing.
Yeah, when the lights get bright,
they'll make it to like
Tennessee will fail.
The playoffs, and they'll be like, what's Jerry
times-
Jones doing?
9 times out of 10, it was because of Lincoln Riley as well. As well. Do not like Lincoln Riley as a head coach. Turning our attention to the pros, we have a lot of especially after this most recent week. Normally, I try to pick games that are close, and it's not going to be an obvious one lopsided way or the other. After this week, all of these games really could be close.
Yeah, who knows? The NFL is weird this season.
No clue right now. Like, for example, which one's calling my name? Ooh, let's do this one. Both teams lost this week, and they're going to be looking to get back into the win column. How about Ravens traveling to Dallas, taking on the Cowboys? Baltimore at Dallas. Who do we got?
I honestly feel like the Cowboys showed their cards against the Saints. I don't think that was a one-off. That was an ass whooping, and I think the Ravens are hungry for a win. If they're going 0-2, give me the Ravens.
Love that. Mike.
Fuck, I don't want to agree with that because the Ravens have been so fucking bad, though.
Yeah.
So bad. I don't know. I feel like, is TD injured or is he fine? I can't remember.
I believe he's okay. I think Yeah, I think he's fine.
I think this is the game they come back. I think this is the game Cowboys win it because for some reason Baltimore, even though they have the most offensive weapons out of like any team, they're like, I don't know what to do. They're the other Eagles team, and they can't figure out how to do it.
So you're liking Dallas?
Yeah, I'm taking Dallas.
There you go. That a boy. Era, who you got?
Well, I will never, ever, ever pick the Cowboys ever for anything. So I'm going to say the Ravens.
I don't want to vote for them.
That being said, I do like Lamar Jackson on the Ravens. I know that obviously the Ravens have a lot of offensive options. They're not really good at picking them, but Lamar Jackson is also a fucking machine by himself. So I feel like that can...
So far, a poor machine.
Did you call him a whore?
I said a poor machine.
Oh, poor machine.
Dude.
Sorry. Like a...
Well,
Just
he's
a
a
giant
he's a
slut.
poor machine that's a quarterback that's run for over 100 yards so far this season. So
Mm-hmm. And when you have a running back like Derrick Henry, you shouldn't be doing that. But hey,
regardless,
it's okay. You're right though. They're 0-2. They're 0-2. Clearly, it's working out for him.
well, regardless, I think that the Cowboys really aren't going to be too much of a challenge for them. I feel like Lamar Jackson, if he's able to make decisions by himself, he'll make better decisions than his coaching staff, and maybe he can finally win.
Okay, got you down for Baltimore here. I like Dallas. Outside of the NFC East, I think last week's game, I'm gonna put it in the fluke column because
Really? That much of an ass whooping?
I don't think Baltimore is gonna be worth a shit this year. Their defense has been gutted. Their offensive line is a shell of what it used to be. Sure, they got these pieces on the outside, but boy, oh boy, I think once Mr. Man figures out how to actually properly, then we can talk. But for a bounce back, I think Dallas takes this, and I think the Ravens start the season 0-3 in a nice big old hole. Moving on, we go to... We'll do things a different way. With this game, surprisingly, both of these teams are 2-0. I did not see this happening on paper. Let's take a look at the Chargers going up against the Steelers.
Oh my god. Give me the
Yeah.
Steelers. Just like Era can never root for the Cowboys, I can never root for Jim Harbaugh. So give me the Steelers. Give me the Steelers all day.
So automatic.
Steelers now.
Hell, you could have said Panthers and Chargers. I still would have said Panthers are my favorite team.
Oh boy, this is like picking between a turd and another turd.
Sister.
Fuck.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I want to say Chargers, but I'm just gonna say Steelers.
Era.
No good reason either.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I really couldn't care either way when it comes to this one. I'm gonna. I mean,
Be different. Be different.
yeah, I'll be different. I'll go with the Chargers.
Yeah.
I'll be different. Give me the Jim Harbaugh offense. Give me I guess a fairly decent running back they have, right? So
You know what? I'll join you. You won't be by yourself. I'll join you. Give me oh Harbaugh.
yeah,
Michigan.
Jackal joins me. I feel
Another
better
W.
about my decision.
Genuinely, I could see it after Sunday. I could fucking see it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Mike said it the best way. This is choosing between a turd and another turd. It's just a question of which turd's going to be the better turd.
Well,
Here's the
let's
thing,
take.
though.
Okay.
This is the first time Justin Herbert has been like almost happy to play football. It makes a difference because that man, I think, was a step away from hanging himself in the locker room last year.
Well, Instead of looking at two turds, how about we just look at just two fucking rotting corpses and make it even more fun, huh?
Oh yeah.
The Giants of New York are traveling to the city of Cleveland to take on the Browns. Giants and Browns in the early slot.
Oh no!
We're picking the fun games now, baby. Gives us a reason to watch them.
Sweet Jesus.
You know what? I'll go first. I'll let you fellas think. I like Cleveland here.
You know what? Gosh darn it! I think I'm going to agree with you.
I thought you were going to say the Giants. I was about
Oh, you don't want to pick Tony Danza?
I would love to pick Tony Danza. Is he even playing?
Probably not. They paid Daniel Jones $400 gajillion or whatever
Holy shit! Where the fuck did they get the money?
by not paying Saquon Barkley. That's how.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they let him go. Yeah,
I get it. Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Browns on this one.
Brownies.
Much like I can never pick the Cowboys, I can never pick the Giants. So
Do it, Mike. Do it, Mike. Do it. Do
All
it.
right, I'm going to say this.
Do it.
All right.
Do it.
Daniel Jones threw for 2 touchdowns last week because he has a couple decent wide receivers.
okay.
I believe their running back also rushed for a touchdown, and they lost. So give me the Browns. Jerome Ford runs for 150 yards.
Damn it. Damn it.
150 yards, 2-3 touchdowns. That's what happens.
Well, there we go. This week is.
Wait. I want to make an addendum to this. How many times does Deshaun Watson get hit and then look like he's about to cry on camera?
No, fucking Mike. There's no number that could ever say that. It's 60. Every time a
how many
Giants player looks his way,
how many snaps is he gonna have?
how many times is he going to get on his burner during the middle of the game and try to defend himself?
Oh, that's fair. That's a fair point. Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe he did that.
Boy,
So
oh boy.
I think we're just missing one now.
No, we did 3 and 3. 3 and
No,
3.
we're missing one pick'ems.
For what?
Is Aaron Rodgers going to complete his next game?
Oh my! I'm not giving you another point for that, motherfucker. No. 3 games in college, 3 in NFL.
He could.
If we
he
do
could-
3,
might as well do 7. Get the tie.
No. We pick 6 because it's football.
See?
Pick 6. That was
Ah.
totally intentional. Mm-hmm.
This week is not drastically different at all.
7 is as many days as Aaron Rodgers is on his little retreat in Tahiti, so he gets rejuvenated his energy or whatever.
I don't know, man. It looks like that. It looks like that Achilles is 100%. I think all the drugs in Brazil are helping out.
Any drugs?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Another week in the books, baby.
Very nice.
We go. We did it.
It made me
got through it all.
All right, so real quick, SmackDown's had Carmelo versus Andrade for like 5 weeks now. Raw's doing Sheamus versus Pete Dunne. We're recording on Monday. They are putting on a match where, you know, the AEW matches where it looks like you're going, these two might actually be hitting each other.
Yeah.
They're doing that match on Raw, and it is great. I'm fairly certain Pete Dunne's boot print is on Sheamus' face now.
It sounds about right for those two. Yeah, it sounds about right.
I believe Sheamus called him a bitch again, so, you know, we're off to a good start.
Well, if you want to call us a bitch, you can call us a bitch in our comment section below on YouTube and on Spotify. If you're on Spotify mobile, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so that way you're notified whenever we upload stuff. There's going to be stuff coming out that's not just the podcast. There's going to be some gaming videos coming out and other things, so keep an eye out there. And if you are over on Spotify, go ahead and hit that follow button. Give us a little 5-star rating. We greatly appreciate it. I mean, even if it's not 5 stars, we still appreciate it, but it should be 5 stars. We're a 5-star podcast. If you want to hear more from me, you can find me over at Twitch, twitch.tv/EraV1, or at YouTube at EraV1 Music.
If you have agreed with things that I have said in any way, shape, or form, you could follow me at FireGuyKev at YouTube.com. If you're a Lions fan, we'll get along great. If you're any other NFL team, we'll get along okay. If you're a Chiefs fan, I don't want to talk to you.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm just shutting out the Chiefs fans, huh?
I am. They need a good shutting up.
if you like me, just keep listening here. Again, I say it every week. Just once you're done listening, just listen again. We have 37 episodes somehow already.
They're coming.
And if you don't like me,
they do keep getting longer. Unfortunately,
that's what she said. If you don't like me, you can find me being the shadow behind your shower curtain.
Oh my god.
If you didn't enjoy the things I said, you can find me writing a nice, long, strongly worded letter to the PWI. That is Pro Wrestling Illustrated, for those unaware, for unjustly snubbing Tommy Vendetta of a top 500 spot in the PWI 500 this year. But it did enjoy that. Twitch.tv/Jackal Joker works just as good, or if you don't do Twitch, youtube.com/Jackal Joker is just as good.
All right, gentlemen. I got a football game I gotta watch. So
well,
who wants the pin? I'm laying down. I got my shoulders on the mat.
Danny, he's all yours. I got you.
Who wants it?
All right, fine.
Wait,
someone needs to count.
Which one of us is gonna?
I can't count it. I usually count it.
But we're on the dog pile.
Well, here, I'll use my foot. Hold on.
Okay, all right. Ow, that's ow.
Sorry, hold on. There we go. Right there.
That's my
2. Count it.
3. Okay.
All right.
That counts.
All right, we got some football to watch. I gotta go.
Oh, that twister paid off.
Whose hand's on my dick?
Mike.
I have 2 hands and it's on 2 dicks.
I have 2 hands and it's on 3 dicks.
Wait, 3 dick, huh?